The grand courtroom of the Florida Supreme Court was filled with a hushed tension. Pam Bondi, former Florida Attorney General, stood confidently at the plaintiff's table. Across from her sat Judge William Carter, a controversial figure known for his no-nonsense attitude and frequent clashes with high-profile attorneys. The case at hand was a heated one. Bondi was representing a group of business owners challenging a new state policy. But what started as a routine legal debate quickly spiraled into something far more dramatic. Judge Carter leaned forward, adjusting his glasses as he addressed Bondi. His voice dripping with sarcasm echoed through the courtroom. "Miss Bondi, I must say your legal arguments are as flimsy as your political aspirations. You should consider a career in fiction rather than law." Gasps rippled through the courtroom. Bondi's eyes narrowed, but she maintained her composure. "Your Honor, with all due respect, my legal arguments are based on constitutional principles," she replied, her voice even but sharp. Judge Carter chuckled. "Oh, please, the only principle you seem to understand is grandstanding." For cameras, the courtroom murmurs grew louder. The judge's blatant hostility was apparent to everyone in attendance. Bondi, however, refused to be rattled. She leaned into the microphone, her voice carrying a new edge. "Your Honor, if you are unwilling to conduct this hearing with the professionalism and impartiality expected of a judge, I will have no choice but to take further action." Carter scoffed. "Oh, is that a threat, Miss Bondi? Are you going to call your political allies and have me removed from the bench?" Bondi smiled, but there was no warmth in it. "No, Your Honor. I'll let your own actions do that for you." Chapter 2. A swift turn of events. The hearing continued, but it was clear to everyone that the tension in the room had reached a boiling point. Bondi presented her case methodically, refusing to engage in any further verbal sparring. But the judge's hostility did not wane. Then, in a shocking turn, Carter made a comment that would seal his fate. "Frankly, I'm tired of this nonsense. Let's cut this charade short. Your case is dismissed." The courtroom erupted. Gasps, whispers, even a few audible objections filled the air. Bondi, however, simply raised an eyebrow. "Your Honor, are you dismissing this case without due process?" she asked calmly. "I'm dismissing it because it's baseless, just like most of your legal career." Carter snapped. Bondi inhaled deeply, then turned to her legal team. She whispered something to them, then picked up her phone and typed out a quick message. Chapter 3. The arrest. 15 minutes later, just as Judge Carter was leaving the courtroom, uniformed officers entered through the side door. They walked directly toward the bench. "Judge Carter, we have a warrant for your arrest," one of the officers announced. The entire courtroom went silent. What Carter's face turned pale. On what grounds? The officer held up a document. "Obstruction of justice, judicial misconduct, and abuse of power." The courtroom broke into whispers, but Bondi remained silent, watching with an expression of quiet satisfaction. Chapter turned to Bondi, his face red with fury. You did this?" Bondi simply tilted her head. "No, Your Honor. You did this to yourself." As the officers handcuffed him and led him out of the courtroom, the weight of the moment settled over everyone. Pam Bondi gathered her documents, glanced at the press that had already begun swarming outside, and walked out with the quiet confidence of someone who had just won more than a legal battle. She had taken down a corrupt judge in real time. Epilogue. The aftermath. In the days that followed, the story dominated headlines. Judiciary watchdog organizations launched investigations into Carter's history. On the bench, more allegations of misconduct surfaced. Legal analysts debated the implications of his behavior, and Bondi's swift, calculated response. Pam Bondi, meanwhile, gave a single statement to the press: "Justice is not about personal grudges. It's about the law today." The law prevailed, and with that she walked away, knowing she had once again left an undeniable mark on the legal world.